Kevin.
Have similar concerns with this metric. Again, it has to do with whether or not there's delay in care. You're not going to have evidence base similar to access to care. It's hard to get a double-blind controlled study and consenting patients to go in a group that's going to wait in an ER for 6 to 8 hours. And again, most hospitals don't have that. Most people on the committee are from stellar hospitals, and not all hospitals are like that. And unfortunately, I feel that this metric of wait time is directly related to staffing. And there's no question, the longer you wait, the less staff that they have. Or it certainly could impact that. And so that if this metric's not there, it may create a situation where the minimal level of patient volume is what's staffed for, instead of the average or maybe the highest level. Now, of course, patients are triaged on the front end by a nurse, but the triage is only so accurate. Once a patient's admitted, it's very difficult to determine patient acuity, which is why most patients wind up with a level 5 visit and MRI scans and CT scans, etc. And so if you have prolonged waiting times because you don't have the staff to process patients, this is going to impact patient quality. And so I think that this will open up the door possibly to encourage minimal staffing. And I am worried about this. And I think that the lack of evidence doesn't equate to lack of an effect, because again, this is an area very difficult to design controlled trials in an ethical manner where you've got a no treatment or reduced treatment control. Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you. I'll echo some of those comments. I read the committee rationale and I honestly was appalled by what I read. I mean, there's noting a lack of evidence that a change in wait times influences mortality or other outcomes other than patient satisfaction, as if that is just to be dismissed. Patient experience itself is a metric of quality. And anyone who thinks this isn't important has not spent any time in an ED or taken a family member to an ED. This is an extremely important metric in my mind, and tying it to mortality, it's almost laughable. Okay, this is an important metric. Now, you can argue that maybe it's not influencing what it's supposed to be, but to say that it's not important because it doesn't influence mortality is preposterous. The second thing I'd like to say is with regard to the risk adjustment. We approach these items as if the hospital has absolutely no control over its processes. If you are known to be in a high acuity setting, you design your processes accordingly, and that includes staffing, and that includes putting in place creative ways to triage and move patients through. It's not as if the hospital has no control over the fact that it knows it has high acuity patients. So it's very, to me, not a very patient-centric rationale, what I've read here.
One other quick comment that I forgot, and this is an airline metaphor. Imagine if the Transportation Agency of the United States stated, we're no longer going to require recording or reporting airline wait times with passengers on the tarmac because it doesn't affect flight safety, just customer satisfaction. There would be a huge public outcry. And believe me, the public is very in tune to ER wait times. I think this is something that could have a significant public backlash if you back away from this type of a measurement.